Well, there's a lot of things that make him useful. His experience, for one, understanding the Alberta environment and how he fits. Having played in Calgary, knows the rivalry, knows Alberta, knows what it's all about to play in this province. So I think those are two really good things to begin with. But then you do some analysis of his on-ice play over and above what analytics show you, the block shots, the competitiveness, the ability to move the puck out of the zone, the ability to play injured or sore, because he does get in the way of a lot of pucks, is real important for us. And he's just stabilized our back end somewhat. I think Sekera likes playing with him, and he has the ability to play the right side. So that's a long list of really positive characteristics that Chris has brought to our team to this point. Well, it's, and to the analytic experts out there, they have formulas and they have things that they look for. And, sometimes it spits out a positive number, sometimes it spits out a negative number. I think it's a good case for combining analytics and eyeballs. I think that's really important in our game. We can't just rely on eyes alone all the time. We can't just rely on paper coming out of a printer, and it's a combination of both. One supports the other, and sometimes you have to go against the grain eyeball-wise, and sometimes you have to go against it analytic-wise.
What does this team do differently when you get on a couple of goals? You guys were talking about being reserved, finishing.
I think the getting up a couple goals is affected by the prior 40 minutes that you've played. And prime example for me was the detail of certain individuals early in the game missing assignments, allowing scoring chances. Later on, it got a little bit better, and you waver throughout nights. Good teams have it dialed down. Minute 1 through minute 60, you don't know which is the most important minute. We made a couple mistakes against Carolina, and it certainly cost us, but we handled things after that. Got a little scary at the end, which it sometimes does. But we're still a team that's learning how to handle or carry ourselves in those situations. And let's face it, we haven't experienced it that much over the years. We tend to be a better team coming from behind in the third period than holding a lead, because we've dealt with it more.
Despite the fact they have the same coach, I mean, they don't have David Baca associated a year ago. Are they a different team that faces greater limitations still?
No, I think they have the same principles. They've got, Hitch is demanding. He puts certain expectations on players and individuals, and he expects them to perform that way. And he's not reinventing the game. The players know that they have to play a certain way. They've lost some players just like any other team in the league has, but they've also gained, in signing some individuals. If Perron's back in there, and we all know how good he can be on certain nights, and so it's a team that went to the Final Four. It's a team that hasn't lost a game in regulation yet. It's a team that's mature and confident, and it plays the same way. It's like a Xerox machine or photocopier. They just play the same way night after night, and they believe that's the right way to play, and they win most of the time doing it.
What was your experience with Gold Parade?
It was tremendous. What a great young man. Edmonton community should be proud that he grew up around here and played minor hockey and is part of this community. In the summer, I think he still comes back. But he's a tremendous player. I didn't appreciate him as much pre-tournament as I did at post-tournament. And just being around him, he brings a lot of life and energy to the team. At least he did there, and accepted his role and played well. So they've got a good one there.
The Blues have won the most games in the league in the last 5 years. We saw 4 of those years in San Jose. They dominated the Oilers, obviously, in that time span. I think winning 50 in the last 10 years. A matchup against this team, everyone says the Blues play a heavy game. Do they change their team over the time? Are they just more committed and consistent? Is that their key to success? What do you guys have to do to try to reverse that trend?
Well, the game has evolved in that 5-year period, and St. Louis has done a good job in keeping up. They've always been a bigger, stronger. Like their back end is huge, but they've been bigger and stronger up front. And as it goes and trends change, Doug Armstrong and his group's done a good job of changing with it. And is it a little bit faster now, a little more skilled? Yes, but they have the Schwartz type players in their lineup to fill those holes. So they've been able to win for 5 years with progression and with turning their lineup over. In my opinion, that's a sign of a real good organization.
What went into the decision with Camp now that waiting between this is a big game, he's running hot versus he's going to run on,
Yeah, he wants to. He feels good. He wants to play. He tells me he wants to play 82 games this year. So that means we'd have to play him the day after giving birth to get there. But no, we feel confident, and we feel we're going to get a real good game out of him. He had his bounce back night the other day, and he looked fresh and excited this morning. Sometimes it's gives you a little bit of energy too when good things like that happen in your life. Okay. Okay. I'll leave that one alone. Well, that's a good question, and obviously it with Benning having been here throughout training camp, one would naturally think he's the first guy to come up, and based on merit, it is. But we're in a situation, we have 7 players right now that are injured drawing salaries, and sometimes the business and the cap management thing comes into play. Now, anytime you're called up like Ben is, I think you need to take advantage of that opportunity to be around the rink and to be in practice, and Ben's certainly doing that right now. So we'll get through the day, and then we'll figure out where we go from there.
Sometimes it's a second organization the players with, and maybe you can find something. Do you think there's possibility of that for Dale with the second organization to find something that he was struggling to find here?
I do, and I hope so, because Yak is a great young man. Most of us have had real good experiences with him as an individual in the community and around the rink. He's a fun guy to be around, and it's not a situation when a player leaves your organization that you hope he fails. I hope he succeeds. I hope that he fulfills his hockey dreams in St. Louis, and it was time for him to get the fresh start, just as an individual. Locker room, city, maybe not so much the fans, but just finding a place where he could feel comfortable and succeed, and maybe he'll have that in St. Louis. We hope he does.